Now, the Australian Pipelines and Gas Association and Master Plumbers have joined forces to campaign against the Jacinta Allen government here in Victoria and their natural gas misinformation. It's a push to ban new gas installations. The Your Home, Your Choice campaign is going to be targeting up to 50,000 voters per week. And it aims to educate people on the truth behind Jacinta Allen's gas legislation. The Victorian government claims that these proposed changes with gas are for the good of the Victorian people. A spokesperson said, while the gas lobby are focused on lifting their profits, we are focused on your power bill. That's odd because my bills have never been higher, Ian. Whatever they're doing isn't working.
Well, the gas crisis has been a couple of decades in the making. And it's been a couple of decades of bureaucratic and government absolute total mismanagement. In Victoria, it's now coming to a crisis because the gas from Bass Strait is starting to run out. And they have totally ignored the onshore gas. Onshore from Bass Strait, we have exactly the same rocks. They contain oil, they contain gas. It's been known for a very long period of time. So they've ignored great supplies of gas in Victoria. They are trying to evolve by telling you what method you're going to use for cooking. You talk to any chef, they're not going to cook on electricity. They will cook on gas. And what they're trying to do is to blame the companies, blame someone else for the mess that they've created. Now, this mess was not only created by Labor. The Nationals in Gippsland led the move against onshore exploration, followed by the Libs, and then the Labor Party really hit it home. But there's plenty of gas in Western Victoria, in the Otway Basin. There's plenty of gas onshore in the Gippsland Basin. There are the same rocks that extend across into South Australia, and they have gas in them, and that gas is being used. Just because you cross a political border doesn't mean the geology changes. So what is being fed to the public is absolutely demonstrably untrue. And this has been happening for a long period of time. So I'm not surprised that ultimately the pipeline organisations want to say, well, folks, that isn't true. This is the reality.
Well, the Victorian government has backtracked a little bit because they've seen this backlash to gas cooktops. So they've said you can keep your gas cooktop, hospitality can keep it, but these new estates, there is no gas connection, so you can't have a gas cooktop without a gas connection. Before you go, Ian, the opposition leader's nuclear plan will involve gas and coal for at least 12 years. The left has seized upon this detail as a weakness. They argue most of these coal-fired plants are going to be closed by 2035. Is this a major flaw in the coalition's nuclear plan, this reliance on gas and coal for at least 12 years?
Well, this is common sense, to have energy security and to have energy from hydro, to have energy from gas, to have energy from coal, to have energy from nuclear, and small amounts of energy from wind and solar. So you're not going to put all your eggs in the one basket, which the government wants us to do. They want us to have all of our energy coming from sea breezes and sunbeams. Now, we don't get energy 24/7 using these methods of generating electricity. You need backup. We've seen before in drought that we had a lack of water for cooling some of the coal-fired power stations, so we needed gas. So you need the lot, and that gives you energy security. We currently don't have energy security.
We don't, and we're becoming increasingly reliant on China for renewables, for solar panels and windmills, and it's not just energy security, it's national security that becomes an issue as well. Professor Ian Plimer, thank you so much for your time this evening.